Hi, beautiful Gemini. Welcome back. It's Mary Ellen coming to you from Moonrise Cottage. That's the image that Spirit wanted me to show you this morning while I'm recording the video. There's a lot to talk about. As you know, we have eclipses coming and there's a lot of change going on. A deepening of your process, Spirit says. And the message actually is about your alignment. So those are some of the stones, the alignment stones that stand outside the sacred temple, Spirit's saying, using those words today, at Newgrange, one of the places I visited, and Spirit's been talking to me about you know what, I'm going to toggle over. While I'm chattering, Spirit's asking me, there they are. They stand in front of the temple, Spirit says, and they usher the energy from the universe. There's something about the alignment of those giant stones, and there's the opening to the temple. Pretty amazing, isn't it? So that's the kind of discussion, and I'm not surprised anymore. All you folks that have been following along, if you're new, welcome. This is a really fun place to be, Spirit says. I'm a clairvoyant person, and I channel messages using the cards. I use the Celtic Wisdom. Hi, everybody. Celtic Wisdom Tarot deck developed by Caitlin Matthews, who's an incredible human being, Spirit says. Has a wonderful lifetime body of work. So my mission is to channel the messages about your soul progress, your journey, your path. How do you find it? What do you do with it? How do you know how to manage it, Spirit says, going forward? So that's my mission. I use the Celtic Wisdom Tarot deck because it aligns with my heritage and my energy pathway to channel the messages from Spirit. So if you're new, it's a fun month-to-month unfolding. These readings are standalone in a sense, but there is a story that unfolds to help you navigate your pathway. That's what Spirit's talking about. I'm going to jump back in. I'm going to toggle over. Before I forget, if you would like to explore all the many services I offer, different kinds of readings and healings, and Spirit says the most exciting thing at this point, the live stream community is building. Spirit's been talking through me about a tapestry of energy, and it is building here in this place, lots of other places as well. So if you're here and you resonate with this channel, there is a community building of folks who support the channel and support the work and recognize the vibration. Go to the website, click on live stream, join the live stream, and you will be getting messages because I am just at the cusp, Spirit says, after the eclipse, I'm going to be opening a Moonrise Cottage for folks to be able to come here and have their journey assisted by my spirit guides and my presence. There's going to be more to come about that, but definitely check out the live stream. We'd love to have you. And if you're a regular viewer and subscriber and you haven't done it, do it. It's important stuff coming forward, okay? So let's jump into the cards. Spirit, as always, wants to show you some images to start the flow of energy, all right? And I think I forgot to say it. My website, the link is on my landing photo. You can just click on it. It'll take you right there. It's always listed below the reading in the description box, and the address is moonrisecottagesoultarot.com. That's it. It's that easy, okay? Let's go. Let's jump in. So there's the alignment Spirit wanted to talk about. Because we're having the eclipse and all the different ways the energy is opening and helping us transition, Gemini, Spirit always puts its intense focus on you about the way the alignment happens. And it's very interesting, the messages coming through. If you haven't seen the reading that came out in October of 2017, there's the sacred tree at the sacred passageway at Douth. It has not yet been excavated. There are 3 chambers, I believe, at Douth. The passage tomb at Douth is encircled by, I think, 53 giant curbstones. And there are lots of carvings and lots of messages. One of the things that was significant to me was this tree that has grown up out of the side of the passage tomb. And you can't really tell by that photo, but it's kind of growing at a very steep angle. Spirit saying, like the Leaning Tower of Pizza, the energy is just shooting forward into the sky through a living being from this earth aspect, taking the energy of the passage tomb and sending it out on the respirations of this tree. And that's what Spirit wants to talk to you about, talking about your being. We've been talking about your amazing energy for a year and a half now. And Gemini, I'm coming to know you. And it's just always so amazing. So I'm going to show you the cards for June. We'll do a brief review. Check it out. The card that is on the far right is the outcome card for those of you that are new. That's a discussion about the stationing of Uranus in an earth sign, bringing forward the changes that are meant to happen and the way it is going to affect you personally in your energy aspect as a Gemini. So if you take a look at those cards, we see the decider of will in the middle row. That's the place in which you were standing, your energy, a major arcana card. And sitting next to it to the left, the bridge between the human walk and the spirit journey, another major arcana card, the beautiful dreamer of growth. So having the will to go forward, assisted by your dreams, the ability to manifest, the ability to go deep, to look both sides across the veil. Above the dreamer of growth, we see the sacred hag. That beautiful woman was there on your soul level to help you break through the illusions. Spirit's telling me it was a little bit of forecasting from the new moon to the new moon. Because here we are about to enter an eclipse of the sun on the new moon on the 12th of July. And there's a lot going. Spirit's talking about rocking and rolling. There's a lot going on. A lot of planets in retrograde. And Mercury, Mars, it's gonna be an intense month. People are gonna be feeling the change. And because of the station of the planets, we're gonna all have to mind our P's and Q's, Spirit says, because there's gonna be a tendency to be a little sparky, a little angry, a little impatient, a lot of things changing, things not working out. So, Spirit says, okay, we can go now. All right, meaning, okay, let's jump into the reading. So, here's July. What do you see? Take a look at the Dreamer of Growth and the Decider of Will. Okay, you see where they are in this reading? Take a look at the top row where we see the Sacred Hag. Look what's sitting in her place now. All right, as I transition the cards. We see on the far right on the top row an adventure coming to you. And we see it again this month. There's a lot. The placement of the cards is very similar. So I'm going to toggle over. There's July. Dreamer of Growth is the outcome card. The Decider of Will stands right in the same place. We have the beautiful notation of the portal, the sacred goddess, standing back to back. I'll get into that as we go through the reading. Look at the top row. That's an indication about the full moon eclipse on the 27th, which is happening in your 9th house. It's all about travel, and that's what that card's about. We'll get into the detail. And it's feminine energy. At the end of that top row, we see this beautiful warrior of skill. His job is to travel. This is just such a wonderful direct message for you, okay? So that's this month. I'm going to toggle back one more time. That's last month. Look at all the foreshadowing that Spirit was trying to tell us about. It's really wonderful, the transition that you're making. You're going, as always, Gemini, you're going really deep, okay? Pardon me, my mouth is dry. I've got my little glass of water here. Okay, so let's jump in, okay? One of the things I love about this reading, just Spirit's talking about direct messaging for you. We know you're deep. We know you are directly connected to the universe. That is why Spirit wanted to start, in the way it did. Just to remind us all as a group, air sign, you're deep. You are deeply connected because of your dual nature. You have the ability to be here on the earth and be in direct communication with the sacred realm. All right? So, there's the beautiful King of Knowledge. Spirit has asked me to read you the passages in the text that relate to this because it has everything to do with the eclipse and with your passage through this month and the days that come forward. Because as most of you probably know, the eclipse, the effects of the eclipse will carry us forward for at least 6 months. They may not all unfold in the same moment, but you are going to be sitting in this aspect. I love it. So, in relationship to the entire reading, the fact that that's the first card out means that it is the Spirit message, the theme that my guides want to speak with you, want me to speak with you about, so that they can share the messages and help you understand how you are standing and where you are going. So that card is the King of Knowledge. It's about a man, so it's male patterned energy, of course, that part of the yin-yang equation. He's really practical, he's well off, he's successful, he's experienced. He's not extraordinarily adventurous. He's reached a place of resourcefulness and pragmatism, and he understands money in the material world. He's able to make wise investments, and he has respect for the past and for the family. Interesting, because when the eclipse comes, it's happening in your second house. On the day of the new moon, a solar eclipse in your second house of finance. Pretty amazing. So Spirit wants to address that with you and talk with you about that aspect as a form of spiritual wealth. The ability to create wealth in that place in your life. And, Spirit says money is money, right? It's its own thing. It's a form of life energy. So you have the ability going forward, being initiated in this moment, to bring more abundance into your life in all kinds of ways. All right? Money just being one representation. So the Dagda is known as the good god, the leader of the Tuatha De Danann, by reason of his all-around accomplishments as a warrior, a king, a craftsman, and an enchanter. He assumes the shape of an earthly peasant dressed in a tunic. He possesses the sacred cauldron that came from the Murias. The sacred cauldron, the augury of art, from which no one ever went away unsatisfied. He has 2 magical pigs. One is always alive, while the other is always being cooked. So, enjoying the wealth that you have in all the ways that you may possess it, while there is more on reserve. So the Spirit is talking about that kind of a notion. That's why Spirit wanted me to read this to you, so that you could be really clear about the type of abundance that you have access to and the ways in which you will be working going forward in the next 6 months or so to solidify that idea in your own life. So the soul wisdom involved in this card has a discussion about the riches of knowledge or wealth. And depending on what we want access to, this aspect helps you activate your deep potential so that you can become the person you really are, rather than the ones you may think you are. So, when we're talking about abundance, when we're talking about manifesting, as we are, because look to his left, that's the star card. That's all about manifesting. So it's a fantastic journey this month. Sitting next to the King of Knowledge, who is directly aligned with the great god Dagda in the Celtic tradition, we see the card that indicates that. That is the first card in the major arcana of this deck, it is the decider of will. It's astounding to me the way this is coming out. Spirit is really wanting to be demonstrating to you. Look, there it is. There's the great God, the decider of will. Do you see the two pigs? There it is. Okay, highly activated at the will center. Abundant, able to create that which is desired and bring it forward. And again, it's beautiful male patterned energy. Loving it. Okay, so this is the aspect that you stand in your human life under the light of the Spirit saying the thematic message that Spirit wants to talk with you about. You are aligned this month because of the eclipse. Directly, Spirit saying, don't miss the point. Chiding me, don't miss the point. Look at this in all the many ways that you could think about it. The fact that the King of Knowledge and the Decider of Will are sitting aligned and that they are not reversed, okay? So it's not the Decider of Will on the top, it's the King of Knowledge. The placement of the major arcana energy and the indication of the gods, right? That's standing in the place that indicates you, your placement as within the discussion that Spirit wants to have. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to toggle over, let you see that in conjunction with the other cards. And I'm actually going to read that to you too, because I think it's really important. Okay, the divinatory meaning of the Decider of Will. Of course, it's about willpower and empowerment and initiative. However, it's also about accessing the imagination creatively, the ability to ambitiously manifest your plans with concentrated effort, discrimination, and a high degree of competence. Okay? So, the Decider shows Dagda, the great god of the Druids. The Druids were keepers of tribal wisdom and were able to arbitrate, to divine from, and consult with the spirits of the universe to discover solutions. Isn't that what I always tell you? How closely in alignment you are and how deeply mystical your readings always are since I've been on YouTube 1.5 years. So by virtue of their attunement to the elements and the rhythms and the patterns of the manifest world and to the spirit allies of the unseen world, the Druids were the mediators between the two worlds. The Decider governs willpower and intention, and the Druid is his exponent. Okay? So the great god Dagda in the mythology of the deck utilized the Druid people, the Celtic people, to manifest the will of the gods. And your placement, your energy is directly in line with that. It's interesting because the Spirit's saying it's almost reverse what you would expect, and it's because of the eclipse. All right? So that energy of the gods is streaming directly into you this month, in the month of July, because of all the aspects that are opening. So the Decider of Will actually sets the soul on its journey. His unfailing song supports the soul, reminding it of its true intention as it steps upon the path of its destiny. Ask yourself what is manifesting in your life in these moments. And it's funny because Spirit's sort of, there's a lot to talk about, right? Spirit's saying, that's the whole reading, that's it right there. I know it's not true. There's more to talk about because I want you to know the subtleties. Spirit's saying, yes, talk about the subtleties. But in a nutshell, that's it. So think about that deep and wide, Spirit says. Let's take a look at the first card on the human realm. Based on everything we just said, okay, there you are standing in your human life, another major arcana card, all right? Following a major arcana card, that is the spinner of growth. So we have the great God setting you on your path of empowerment and wealth and ambition, spiritual knowledge, and there you are standing as the tree of life. First step on your human journey, magical. The tree people taking energy in from the sun. Oh, that's why Spirit wanted to show you the picture. All right, I'm going to toggle back, okay? Taking energy in from the universe, from the sky, from the place in which it plants itself, in fertile ground. Taking the energy in, literally breathing it in, transforming it, utilizing the light of the sun. And think about it. We have the eclipse and the fact that Uranus is stationed here in this moment. I talked a lot last October about the experience of being with this tree. And there are some photographs of, me sort of lying under the tree, looking up into the sky and feeling the energy there. It was the most amazing thing that I had felt in a long time. So, I'm glad Spirit queued this up the way it did this morning. It says, what basically was coming through was we really want to talk with you about what was going on last year and how you got here. Because the moment has arrived that you've been preparing for all this time. So, think about the synergy of photosynthesis and how a tree takes in the energy from the sun. And you've got, we, Spirit says, have Uranus stationed in an earth sign. Now we have the beautiful solar eclipse that's happening in your second house, where you get to stand as a tree, take the energy in from the universe, from the sun, from the eclipse, on the day of the new moon, to begin to set your new chart, Spirit says, your map going forward. Know the aspect in which you stand. And the very next card that comes forward, of course, is a new foundation. Your warriorship deepens, and you have solid ground to stand on at this point because you've come through your rite of passage. Everybody has. It's interesting to me. In one way or another, every sign has done it. All right? There's the spirit guide in the background. This young warrior has just come through his rite of passage, his initiation. He is able to join the tribe now and travel forward with the thread. Spirit's talking about the tapestry on this foundation of spiritual warriorship. It's really beautiful. Able to join the group for travel into a group destiny. And moving from the foundation of battle, two things coming through about this. The next card is a king. So we see two kings aligned in the reading. This is the king of art, the art of spiritual travel. There's the raven indicating the mystical realm. There's the sun indicating Uranus and the eclipse. And look, sacred vision at the third eye. Highly activated at the heart chakra, standing in his destiny. The sacred spear of Lugh was known to be able to mystically clear away obstacles. So that's how you stand on the day of the eclipse. Don't doubt it. I'm going to toggle back, okay, to the cards because I want you to see them in concert. He is, of course, extremely creative. So look at the right-hand column of cards. In the human realm, we have the King of Art and the message over the top, the King of Knowledge. So that energy of the King of Art is rising, if you will, through this aspect of the King of Knowledge, all the things that were spoken about that, and delivered into the warrior of skill on the spirit realm, whose job it is to take your journey forward and respond to the sacred impulse that comes into you because of your journey this month. Pretty amazing. So, the bridge card that takes you from your human walk to the walkway, Spirit says, into your soul destiny. The thing that helps the pathway of connection, Spirit's talking about the tree again. All right. So it's feminine energy this month. It's very interesting because we see a lot of male energy, the perfection of the yin and yang. The male energy is the impetus and the drive to take an idea forward to completion. And the feminine energy is the portal through which that intention must pass, or must be delivered to, in order to allow the creation factor to unfold. And that's exactly what the male energy in this reading is doing. Beautiful to me. There she is, the sacred goddess. That's the high priestess and the sacred mother above her. So we have the great god Dagda and the sacred mother in alignment in this reading. Look, see that? Astounding. Look at that center row from the left to the right. Pretty amazing. All right, so the guardian of the gateway stands at the portal waiting for your arrival. The other thing interesting about this, so the guardian of will is a numeral 1, or pardon me, I said the guardian, I meant the decider. That's the first card in the deck. This is the second card. They are in a complete alignment. You are very deeply aligned, and you are coming into this aspect. You're ready for this, okay? And it's all through the reading. Look at all the ways these cards are aligned. The crisscross from the bottom to the top, the columns and the rows, etc. All right, take some time and do your own reading, Spirit says, about this energy. So the guardian of the gateway, the high priestess, she is the guardian of truth who stands completely aligned with the decider of will. That is what goes forward in your life. And the guardian of the gateway, the high priestess, stands above the spinner of growth. So if you look at the left-hand column, Spirit's talking about the way in which you travel on your spirit journey. We see 3 major arcana cards, each one about travel and going through a portal and going into the mystical realm, as you always do, Gemini. I love you. Sometimes I think to myself, if it's true that we get to have a choice next time, I'm coming through as a Gemini. Because I've been watching you guys, and wow, it's amazing how deep you go. So, that beautiful feminine energy that is taking the swirl, the growth, the seeds that you create in your human walk and moving them forward and joining them with the sacred realm, the journey continues straight into the sacred, as you always do. And there's the full moon, okay? So your movement through the month. On the full moon, actually the full moon, the second eclipse of the month is on the full moon on the 27th, all right? In Gemini, it's happening in the 9th house of travel. This card is about sacred travel. This is the imaginer of harmony. I'm certain this has been in your reading, probably a lot. The imaginer of harmony is the full name of the card. And there you are, diving deep. This is a sacred vessel that can take you any place you want to go. All you have to do is get in the boat and put your hands on the oars under the light of the full moon. So, more feminine energy. This is obviously the moon card in traditional tarot. It's about going deep. It's about sacred travel, psychic vision, dreaming. Please be available to yourself in the moments of the eclipses. Take some time. Keep a journal next to your bed and write your dreams down the minute you wake up. And the Spirit, now, interesting, starting this month, Spirit's been instructing everybody, because this is coming through a lot, right, because of the eclipses. It's the feeling. It's the felt sensation. It's the thing you know that you may not have words for. So Spirit says, describe the feeling, what the experience was like. And then the factors of the dream, write it down. But pay attention to the sensation. There's going to be some words coming through in the months going forward about that. Okay, so you are connecting and you are going to get messages. The very next card on the spirit realm that reflects, completely reflective. That's the other thing I want you to really pay attention to. How deeply the spirit realm cards are connected to and reflective, literally, of your human journey. We are really, all of us are coming forward in this way. It's very gratifying to me to see it. So we see the foundation of battle, the young warrior who's come through his rite of passage on the human realm. The energy rises through the sacred god Dagda, the decider of will, and is delivered to the sacred feminine, the woman of battle, who has been also through her initiation, and she also stands at the ready. There she is. She's got her amulet on. She's got her sacred spear as well, and she looks into the future. The winds of change blow through her hair, and we know that big change is coming. This eclipse is here. Spirit's talking about it, how it was intentionally set to follow the station of Uranus. She's ready. Her hand is open to receive that which comes. Clear, pure intention. The feminine portal opening on the spirit realm, while on the human realm we see the male intention. That's not a mistake. This reading is, the Spirit's talking about words, the kind of words Spirit always speaks to you with. The depth of the beauty, the intensity of the way in which you travel in this month in perfect alignment. So enjoy the days of the eclipse. And there we have the warrior of skill next to her, right? Back to back. They face this journey. And a couple of things I love about these alignments, right? Look, pay attention to the nuances. When the reading stops, give yourself a chance to just look at the cards. Okay, and Spirit says, keep coming back to it. Okay, Spirit's telling me there's a way to download the video from YouTube. I don't know what it is, but I think it's totally doable. So just so you know, in case that's something you want to do, Spirit says. So the woman of battle looks directly into the imaginer of harmony. She's joining forces with that energy of travel. And she stands at the ready, just like the foundation of battle does. The energy flows through them. And look at the right-hand column. 100% male energy. The king of art, the pathfinder, travels back and forth to the mystical realm and is utilizing in your human life the ability to clear away obstacles, delivering that energy into the king of knowledge, that peasant-like figure that the great Dagda utilizes to, Spirit saying, the great Dagda employs that figure in order to do its will on earth. And above that, the obstacles having been cleared away and the station being what it is, Spirit says, the very next thing that the impulse does, the male patterned energy, is it is delivered it to the warrior of skill, who stands at the ready, awaiting the sacred impulse, the inspiration to come into him. He has everything he needs. He has magic in his hands. He has sustenance. His saddlebags are packed. He stands in the twilight of the mystical realm. He's got his wand in his hand. Gorgeous male energy. Look at that. Clarity, ethical, purity. And his journey is one of purity and ethics, Spirit says. Okay. So when the impulse comes to him, he just gets on his horse and he rides straight into it. He's known, Spirit, this card's shown up a lot this month. So we know there's a lot of adventuring. We are going to create the sacred inspiration. It's coming into us in the human realm from the sacred, and then we're going on a journey. Every reading this month has been about a sacred adventure, recapturing something, the sacred impulse of creation, and the Tower of Inspiration, destiny in our hands, things like that. Skip around, Spirit says, and watch a couple of the other videos so that you, Gemini, understand the soup, the cord of the energy in which this is happening, that swirls around you. That's the other thing about the tree. So you're going on an adventure. We all are. in the months that come forward because of this energy, you have the literal ability to do it and the means to go forward. And so what's fabulous about that is the outcome card. Given everything that's been discussed, look at that. Okay? So, there's definitely a portal opening for you. It always does, Gemini. That's the star card in traditional tarot. Do you see how joined you are? And look, the tree. Spirit wanted me to show you that tree. There are still messages emanating apparently from that passage tomb for you. The two halves of your, Spirit's calling it your abilities in the sacred realm and in the human realm, now literally joined together. Conjoined, Spirit says. The dreamer of growth is the outcome card of this human journey that is so well reflected in the sacred realm. This in Soul Tarot is about mystical genius, Spirit says. Right? Sacred vision, the ability to see in both directions, the ability to manifest. Spirit's talking, chattering in the background, all about the eclipse, all the things that are happening. Okay, Spirit's talking about the Star of Bethlehem. Basically saying this is one of those moments. We're talking about the gods. We're talking about your human reflection of the reflection of sacredness through your human walk, and the guidepost that has come to guide you forward. All right, so not really a discussion about Christianity per se, but that kind of a notion. The star has arrived. It's here. So go look at the reading from last year, from October, okay? If you have an interest, check out the reading from, I think it was August. Spirit's talking about last year's eclipse, just so that you can see, and again, the words guidepost, where you've been. From point to point, Spirit says, how you've come forward. I'm having a vision. I remember that reading. And it was beautiful, just like this. Really intense, very sacred, really deep. And so here we've come full circle in a sense. And then from there we go forward into the destiny that's meant for you and for all of humanity. So Gemini, thank you for being here. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. I'm looking forward to hearing all about your journey. Put some messages on the thread. Don't forget to go to the website. And of course, I always forget this because I'm not YouTube, Spirit saying, I'm not YouTube focused. True that, okay? I just want to talk to you. And I use YouTube as a method. But it does help. Click the like and click the subscribe and share the videos and all that stuff. I would love it if you would support me that way. And join the live stream because there's a lot going forward. Activating the tapestry of energy that those of us who show up here, spirits including me, have been working on. It's time to activate that now. That's what comes next for me. So I'm looking forward to having visitors here and taking sacred journeys and assisting you in the unfolding of your own journey. I'm going to leave you with the cards. Thanks, Gemini. I'll talk to you soon.